On today's show, we're going to be talking about the Audio-Technica AT875r. Damn, that was a mouthful. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Photo Video Show, where we explore all things photography. I'm your host, Mark Puckett. On today's show, I'm doing yet another microphone review, this time the Audio-Technica AT875r shotgun microphone. So I've got a lot to cover in this episode. So without further ado, let us begin. The Audio-Technica AT875r is a line and gradient condenser microphone. It's mainly designed for video production and broadcast audio. So this is Audio-Technica's shortest shotgun microphone, and it easily mounts to just about anything with nothing more than some simple adapters. And this amazing little machine is not going to weigh you down either. This thing only weighs about 12 total ounces. The AT875r is ideal for use with compact digital cameras and DSLRs, and I have found it extremely handy even on top of my Sony a6000. Now, this high performance microphone offers a very narrow acceptance angle of line plus a gradient design. So it features smooth, natural sounding on-axis audio quality and excellent off-axis rejection of sound arriving from the sides and the rear of the mic. And just in case you hadn't noticed yet, this is in fact an XLR microphone. It is going to require some phantom power, so if you don't have a professional camera that already has XLR connectors on it, you're going to need something like a field recorder in order to get the job done. Also, with the supplied adapter, if you happen to have a tripod or a monopod that can swap out its top connector from the 1/4-20 to the 3/8 screw, this little adapter is basically a reducer. It will reduce the 5/8 thread and bring it on down to a 3/8 thread. That way you can actually screw this directly onto your tripod or monopod and use, like I have here, this is the Oben aluminum monopod. You can use it as a makeshift boom pole. Now, I know it's not as practical or as awesome as a dedicated boom pole, but it does work quite well, and I have used it many a time to get myself out of a jam. I don't know, I just don't do much booming anyway, so this has always worked pretty good for me as long as you keep your hands to yourself. Don't move your hands around if you don't want any of that audio transferring into your recording. Alright, so another thing that you're going to want to consider when you're buying a pro level mic is what exactly does the noise floor sound like. So I now have it hooked up here to the Zoom H4n. I have the record level set to 75. I do have it on the stereo setting, but I have it mixed down into mono. So I am using phantom power. Relatively, there are no electronics in this room. The refrigerator is all the way in the front of the house, and I am way up here in my office. My laptop is way over there. All the electronics are over there. I am pretty well isolated from outside interference. So I'm going to quit talking here just for a second, and I'm going to let you hear this particular microphone, the Audio-Technica's noise floor. So there you go. And as a matter of fact, I let it sit here pretty quietly, and the meters on the H4n didn't even move. So I don't know if this is just an extremely well shielded microphone, but I do have it on. You know, it can only be powered by XLR phantom power. This is not an expensive XLR cable either. It's relatively cheap. I think I may even picked it up at Radio Shack maybe 8 years ago or something. This test is going to be testing its noise rejection from the sides and the rear, so be sure to keep your headphones on. So in this test, I just wanted to see what the decibel meter readings actually were. The white noise was in the front, and it was reading just over 24 decibels. And then I put it off to the side, and it was reading, I think, right around 8 to 10 decibels lower than before. Not bad. And then I tested it from behind the microphone, again using the pink noise here, and I do believe I was getting just about the same, if not just a few decibels quieter than I was from the side. The microphone itself, and in general overall, I mean, it is an extremely nice sounding microphone. There's nothing about it really that I don't like. It has a relatively flat response, and I know for most sound producers and audio engineers, what we're looking for when we say that is we don't want the audio to be colored. And okay, if I can compare to, say, like photography. So if we have some photography people that are watching, when we take photographs, we don't generally want the camera to be doing any in-camera saturation, sharpening, or contrast. Well, the same thing goes for audio. When you're recording with any kind of microphone, you don't want your system to be doing anything extra to that audio. You want it to be as neutral and flat as possible, and then if you decide to add a little bass or enhance the mids or maybe tweak the highs, that's on you. But you don't want the manufacturer to do it for you, and you don't want your system to do it for you. And I think Audio-Technica has really hit the sweet spot with this particular shotgun microphone because it really does have a very natural sound. I'm recording this directly through the H4n and directly into my MacBook Pro, and I've not added any sort of processing to it, no compressors, no de-essers, no gain. I've added nothing. This is just straight out of the microphone going into the H4n's preamps and then directly into the computer. So another thing you guys might want to consider when thinking about getting a shotgun microphones are extremely technical. They're very job specific. They don't work in all situations. They're not geared toward general use. You really do have to have it in a specific position, aimed a very specific way, and just like this, I have it on a shock mount. Generally, shotgun microphones are extremely sensitive, so they're not very good for anything where you're going to maybe handhold it or be touching it, or there's a large chance of it getting bumped or messed with, because the microphone is going to pick up all of that kind of stuff. I would say that for the vast majority of people out there, this is not going to be the microphone for you. But if you are an indie filmmaker, or you have a high level of competence with using audio equipment and gear, then I would say that you really are going to be extremely hard-pressed to find a better low-profile shotgun microphone to sit atop your small handheld digital camera, whether it be an SLR or one of your mirrorless cameras. They make all kinds of adapters and accessories where you can mount these things inside of a hot shoe. And as a matter of fact, I picked a set up. I'll show it to you here. And I believe it's called like Neweggs, or honestly, I don't really remember the name, but it came with the shock mount. It came with the hot shoe adapter. It came with a nice little foam padded grip, not a pistol grip, but it is a decent little grip that even has a 1/4 screw at the bottom so that you could easily attach this directly on top of, say, like a light stand or your tripod or what have you. But the long and short of it, I've had a tremendous amount of love for this microphone in such a short amount of time. I love the way it sounds. It does have slightly warmer male tones, I think, than it does for female tones. I don't really know how it's going to work. I would assume that it's going to be pretty good, but I haven't actually tested it, so don't take my word for it. But as far as slightly bassier male tones, it seems to really have a nice response in that range. But it's not processed. It doesn't feel deep and chesty. It's just really nice and flat. So if you're looking for an extremely nice, flat, even response, small, compact shotgun microphone, bam! You done found it. So there you have it. There you go, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you did, show your appreciation by at least giving me a thumbs up. It's the least you can do for all the time that I spend on these videos and reviews. They do take up quite a bit of my life, and yeah, well. And also, don't forget to share the videos on the interwebs with all of your social media's accounts, and give them to your friends and your family and your colleagues. And last but not least, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you can stay up to date with all the new videos that I release here on the Photo Video channel. So, at any rate, thanks again for stopping right here on the Photo Video Show. I'm your host, Mark Puckett, and I will see you guys again on the next one.